But it gives me great pleasure to give the CNN IBN Indian of the Year in the category of sports for 2011 to the one and only Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the captain of the Indian cricket team. My many congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Most well deserved. I don't think there was any contest in this award, and it's been a fantastic year for you.
Well, I think thanks to my team, I think we did really well this year, apart from maybe one series. So I think I can take it on behalf of the whole team. Of course, winning the World Cup would have pushed the jury a bit more to select me, but I think overall the team really deserved this award.
I know you're saying the team deserved it, but it was as much as, this team couldn't be without you. I mean, this has been a very special year, hasn't it? The World Cup, of course, was the pinnacle of what you achieved this year, but it's been a remarkable year. Did you at the start of 2011 feel that now at the end of the year, you would be a World Cup champion? Honestly.
Well, it was a difficult task ahead of us, because most of the people in India, they thought we'll win the World Cup. The only reason being, because we are hosting the World Cup, and if you see the stats, none of the host countries have till now won the World Cup, before this edition. So I think there was fair amount of pressure on the players, but we were more worried about the fitness. We knew if the 15 that get selected, if all of them are available, and if we play to the kind of potential we had, we will win the World Cup. But it keeps on mounting. I still remember playing Australia quarterfinals. People thought that was the biggest game when it came to the World Cup. Then it was Pakistan in the semi-finals. And I remember, we were traveling and people were like, win this game, we don't care about the finals. And as soon as we won the semi-finals, you have to win this, because it doesn't matter what you have done, but if you don't win the finals, it won't be really nice. So I think there was pressure, which was the ultimate thing.
But I never saw the pressure on your face. All these months, even in bad times, when you were in England and things were not going well, you didn't seem to feel the pressure. What is it? Do you do some kind of yoga, meditation? I often wonder whether you do Buddhism. What is it that keeps you so cool?
Well, I don't practice any of the above things. I love to be in the moment. I analyze things a bit. Very often, what's important is to realize, what went wrong. Not only when you are losing a series or a game, also when you're winning a series or winning a game, you need to realize which are the areas where we need to work on. And especially if you see the England series, losing players at crucial time, it never really went our way, because losing Zaheer Khan in the first game, Bhaji was not there in the second, Gautam getting injured in the first game, not being available for the second. So overall, all these things really matter. Of course, we could have done slightly better. We were in position in the test match where the game was slightly in our favor, but without the kind of explosive power that you need to tame a side like England, it is a bit difficult, especially when it comes to the longer format.
Forget all the English tour. That was the bad dream. The real dream that we all lived was to win that World Cup. And there was a moment when you hit that 6 to win the World Cup, where you suddenly twirl your bat, and for the first time I saw emotion on your face of a kind. Was it just all those days and weeks where you had kept it under you and you suddenly said, I have achieved it? I mean, for the first time I saw you really explode.
Well, I think, it's one of the biggest things for us, as Indian cricketers, we're playing at the top level. We all want to, be part of the World Cup winning side. Of course, the last time we won the proper 50-over version, it was 28 years back. So I think most of the people who were part of the side, they wanted to win the World Cup. And as soon as we got into a position where we saw, the World Cup, coming into our dressing room, I think that was the time an emotion started to flow. And if you see before the post-match presentation, almost each and every player cried.
Did you cry?
Yes, I did. You don't really have a footage of that.
Nobody has the footage of you crying. Mahendra Singh Dhoni cried after winning the World Cup.
Yes, I did. And it's very difficult to control an emotion like that. I was controlling, and quickly I wanted to go up to the dressing room, and all of a sudden I see, two of my players, crying and running on to me. So it was difficult, but fortunately all of a sudden when I started crying, I looked up and there was a hurdle around me. So, it just happened that you don't really have a footage. You just see me, coming up and just doing that. So that's the most we have got. But yeah, each and everyone cried.
Each and everyone cried. It's a great story. You started off in Ranchi, you worked your way to achieve this. For you, has this process been, what has been the most difficult part? Has it been a difficult journey, or has it been something that you always felt you were going to do one day? One day you would be a CNN IBN Indian of the Year, one day you'd win all these awards, one day you'd be the most perhaps recognized face in India. Has it been a very difficult journey, Mahi?
Well, I love being in the present. You know, when I was playing for my school, you know, the only thing I wanted to do was get selected for the under 16 or the under 19 district team. And once I represented a district, you know, I would think about the next level, which was getting selected for the state side. So I'm a person who lives very in the moment. Frankly speaking, I never thought that I'll represent my country one day when it comes to the sport. And now I'm leading my country. So, you know, it's like a fairy tale, but again, you know, I never thought I'll do all these things. So I lived in the moment. I kept working hard. I never expected myself to get a call for the Indian cricket team, you know, in the very next meeting. I said, wherever they select me, whatever they select me for, I'll go there and try to do my best and put pressure on the selectors to select me. So, you know, I was never disappointed when I didn't get selected for the India A or the Indian team.
Do you owe this to someone? Is there one person that you would say is responsible for making Mahendra Singh Dhoni what he is today?
Well, there are lots of people, you know, every small things really count. Of course, my parents, you know, the reason being, you know, they were never against the sport. You know, time management was very important, and, you know, 4 to 6 was the time when I used to play in the winters, and of course, summers being the longer day, you can play for a bit longer. But they never told me not to play or not to enjoy the sport. So I think that was the crucial period, because, you know, if there was any you know, stoppage from my parents, you know, it kind of been quite difficult. So I think parents, of course, they are very special, and each and every friend, you know, you helped me go through that bad phases in life, you know, not to forget the 2007 World Cup.
And you got what, married last year, and you become a world champion this year. What was more difficult, winning the World Cup or getting married?
I think, you know, both of them are quite a difficult job to do, because all of a sudden you have someone in your life who lives with you 24 hours, and, you know, you have to adjust to her, and she needs to adjust to your kind of living. And I think the first 6 months goes by, you know, trying to understand each other a bit more better. You know, being girlfriend and boyfriend, it's okay, you know, you are over the phone most of the time, but, you know, living together for 24 hours, you have to change your lifestyle a bit.
How have you handled this pressure, both of winning this World Cup and even after? How easy? Why? You know, it's all very well for me outside to, you know, think that you seem so cool, but how do you handle it? What do you do to keep away from this pressure? Do you just not think of cricket when you're not playing the game?
Well, that's what I do. That's one thing. I like to stay away from the game when I'm not playing it. Of course, you know, there's hardly been any break in between the series. So, you know, we have been kept busy. That's also a good thing, because now once we go back home for 7 or 8 days, you know, after first 2 or 3 days, we realize, okay, we are missing something. So, you know, cricket has been a big part of our life.
And what do you do at home? I mean, I've often wondered, how do you relax? How do you relax at home? I've seen you occasionally with your dog, occasionally on a motorbike. Sometimes I see you in a temple somewhere. How do you relax? How does Mahendra Singh Dhoni relax?
Well, I love to go back to Ranchi. I have 3 dogs back at home, you know, and the best thing is, even after losing a series or winning a series, you know, they treat me in the same way, they greet me in the same way. So that really relaxes me. And of course, you know, getting up quite late in the morning, you know, trying to clean my bikes, you know, quite a few of them in Ranchi, spending some time with my family, you know, my parents, and of course friends, you know, going out on a drive and having lunch or dinner at a roadside you know, hotel. That's my favorite time pass. So these are the things, you know, that really excites me.
Was there a moment in this World Cup journey which you thought was the moment which made us World Cup champions? As a captain, you must have seen your players. When did you first feel that I have a team now which can win this World Cup? Because there were moments in those early rounds where it looked like, you know, we might struggle a bit.
Well, we always had the kind of self-belief that was needed, because we have been playing good cricket over the past 2.5 years in either formats, in Test cricket as well as, you know, the shorter format. So our biggest worry, as I said, was, you know, the injury list, and we said, you know, with the kind of breaks that we have between 2 games, I think we can manage with minor injuries, you know, people having a few niggles, you know, they can be close to 70-80% fit and be available for the next game. So that was the only worry. If somebody gets injured in a big way, you know, all of a sudden, that can be one factor that could really restrict us, you know, not winning the World Cup.
You know, the shots you play are unique in them, but there's that one shot which is, people call it the helicopter shot, but It is a unique shot. Did you practice this as a young boy in Jharkhand when you were playing under 16, or is this a shot that you have evolved over the years and it's just come naturally to you?
No, I think I used to play a lot of tennis ball cricket, and on our side, what really happens, we play on a 16 to 18 yard wicket with the lawn tennis ball. So more often than not, the bowler, they try to push in the Yorkers, and that's the kind of shot that's needed to hit it for a 6, because in tennis ball you don't always have to middle it. Even if you are using the bottommost part of the bat, and if you hit it quite well, it always goes over the bound.
No, you're making it sound very easy. To hit a ball which is a Yorker for 6 in the manner that you do is not easy. So is it something you practiced, you're saying, as a young boy playing tennis ball cricket, or is it something which you've become better at over the years?
I think I became better, as I never practiced it, I used to use it in the games. Not to forget, I've quite often, hit my left ankle, doing that, because, I was learning. There was a time when I was learning it, but over the years you get better and better, and now I see a few other people trying to copy it and hitting their left ankle, and I'm like, okay, don't worry, I also started like that.
But how, how you keep, you bat, you captain, it must be tiring. Have you ever felt in this 2011 tired कि यार बहुत हो गया, I'm going to go with my wife, we are going to Ladakh or somewhere for 1 month away from everyone else? Have you ever thought कि यार let me take a break from this game for 1 month?
Well, at times you feel a bit tired, but again, what's important is, you can push your physical aspect, you can push your body. So, unless you are mentally tired, I don't think you really need a break. And also, even if I was tired, you are not really in a position where I could have taken a break, with most of our senior players missing because of injuries or, some other things that happened. So, I think, if there are players, senior players who are there to play in the next series, and then if you take a break, it's fair enough. But if you see the last few series that we have played, we missed most of our senior players. So you have to see the the kind of strength that the team has, and if the team needs me most right now, I don't mind playing a few more series before taking a break.